Hello everyone, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. This 30 minutes practice is more like an express flow for hip flexors and back bends. So I'll definitely recommend you complete your thorough warm-up, or you can do an easier back bend flow video which will serve you as a warm-up for this practice. We don't need anything for this flow, so whenever you're ready, step onto the mat and let us begin. Hello again, and welcome to this rather fast-paced, advanced vinyasa yoga practice. There will be a few modifications offered to make it a little bit easier. If you're ready, let's come up together in the downward facing dog. On the next inhale, reach through the right leg up. Exhale, plank, right knee towards right tricep or right elbow. Remain in plank and bring the right knee towards left elbow. Keep shifting sides. We'll go for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, one-legged downward dog. Exhale, step it through and come up into high crescent lunge. From here, we'll be stepping up at the front of the mat, lifting the left knee up high and coming back into the high lunge. Continue breathing 4 more times. Focus on your balance and try to lift the left knee as high up as possible. One last time. And step back. Bring the left knee down. Interlace the fingers. Lift through the arms, through the chest up as you sink the hips down. Tuck the left toes. Lift the left knee up. Touch it back down. A few more times. Coming into the slow lunge. And then bringing the knee back to the floor. Trying to stay low without lifting up too high. One last time. Wonderful. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor and step back into the plank. We'll go for a triple chaturanga, if necessary, knees to the floor. And through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. We'll repeat the short sequence on the other side. Inhale to lift the left leg up. Exhale, plank left knee to left tricep. Remain at plank and start shifting sides. Left knee to right elbow for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, one-legged downward dog. Exhale, step it through and come up into the high crescent lunge. Your arms lift up. Now on the exhale, step up, arms down, right knee up. And inhale into the high lunge. Keep moving. 3 more times here. One last step up. And step back and bring the right knee down. Interlace the fingers, lift up through the chest. Keep the right toes tucked. And now we'll be lifting right knee slightly up and above the floor. And then bringing it back and down. 6 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale into the plank, triple chaturanga. You can choose to bring the knees down. Inhale, plank, and go through your vinyasa. We are moving rather fast. Stay focused on the breathing. Perfect. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet halfway forward or float closer to the front of the mat and find your yogic squat. If it feels good, you can wiggle from side to side. And then finding a moment of stillness here before we move into the crow pose. So bring your hands to the floor. Find the placement of the knees that works best for you and hold it here. We will try to hold it here for nearly 1 minute, so stay strong and give it your best effort. And then come back and down onto the mat. We'll reach the legs up into the boat pose. You can choose to keep your knees bent or keep your legs fully straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Amazing effort. Let's come into the reverse tabletop to stretch out through the front of the hips. Quadriceps that have been really active through these positions. Just a few deep breaths here. Bring the hips to the floor, your feet are slightly wider apart, and we'll be shifting the knees from side to side just a few times, trying to maintain a 90-degree angle through the knees. A little hip mobility here. And now supported V lifts. We'll be trying to lift straight legs up towards the chest in a high boat from low boat. If necessary, keep the knees bent, and we'll go for a total of 20 repetitions. So these are last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just a few more, 9, 20. Amazing. Take a deep breath, shake it off. These are very tough. Let's come up into reverse tabletop one more time. To make the next transition easier, you can bring the hands onto the blocks. So thread the hips in between your hands. Hips are not touching the floor. Lift the right leg up and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. The legs are on fire, so let's stretch it out. Step the left foot forward. Find a quad stretch, any variation that feels good to you. And right now this stretch will feel really like a tension release We've done a lot of work through the hip flexors, quadriceps, so right now slow down your breathing and try to relax, diving deeper into this beautiful but rather intense stretch. And then change the side. If you're ready, step back into the downward facing dog. We'll continue with a few spinal waves, this time keeping the legs straight and finding beautiful movement through the back. One more time. And this time reach all the way into the upward facing dog, lift through the chest up. We'll find a twist here, so reach your left leg up and thread it over, and right leg up and over to the side. Perfect. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Find side plank on the left side. Step the right foot behind you for the wild thing. Lift through the hips up, open through the chest. Either hold it here or try flipping all the way into the wheel pose. Opening through the chest. Engaging into the glutes to lift the hips up higher. Continue breathing. And now again through the left side, try to come back into the side plank on the left side. Inhale, take your plank. Right foot forward for another quad stretch, this time upright. So bring your left hand towards the left foot. To me, this variation feels a little bit more intense for my hip flexors. So once again, focus on the breathing. Might be wiggle the right foot further forward so that you are able to sink the hips down. But at the same time, try to lift through the chest up. Inhale into the plank and go through your vinyasa. We will repeat this back bend sequence on the other side, so find a side plank on the right side. Then transition into the wild thing by stepping the left foot on the tippy toes behind you. Might be remain here, it's a beautiful place to be. If possible, flip into the full wheel pose and try to find a little bit more space through the front side of your body. Come out of the wheel pose through the right side. Coming back into the side plank on the right side. Perfect. Plank to step the left foot forward and find the upright quad and hip flexor stretch. Well done. While we hold this stretch, focus on the breathing. Wonderful. Release the clasp and go through the vinyasa. From downward facing dog, either walk your feet forward or float to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold forward. Come up to standing. We'll continue with a few wheel drop backs. If you are not used to dropping back, you can use the wall. So stand with your back towards the wall and walk your hands on the wall before you reach the floor. If you're able, inhale, lift up, strongly engage into your legs to softly come into the wheel. And now engage into your legs even more to slowly come up. Perfect. This takes a lot of practice, so don't rush the process. Either use the wall or might be take another wheel from the laying down position. Just listen to your body, what works for you. The main principle here is to find a lot of engagement, a lot of strength and stability through the lower body, through the legs. Perfect. Take a moment in the upright standing position. If you're ready, at the front of the mat, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, step back into the plank. Once again, go through your vinyasa. We will complete the standing sequence with the pigeon pose, so lift through the right leg up and thread the right shin forward. Good. Might be hold it upright, might be lower down all the way into the sleeping pigeon. Use this time to once again connect to your breathing. Walk your hands over to the right to find a little side body extension. And walk your hands over to the left, and now finding a twist, either right elbow or right shoulder into the right foot, hand prayer position, and finding the space through the chest. Here we're also feeling for a good inner thigh, as well as the hip stretch. Reach back forward into the sleeping pigeon. Come back up to seated. And then transition into one-legged downward facing dog with the right leg up. Bend the knee and find a few gentle circles through the right knee. Inhale, reach through the left leg up. Exhale, thread the left shin forward. Reach through the right leg a little farther back. If necessary, modify pigeon pose in any way that feels good for you, placing blankets under your hips. You can stay on the forearms or all the way down into the sleeping pigeon. Walk your hands over to the left first for side body extension through the right side. Now walk your hands over to the right and find an open twist, hand prayer position, left elbow or left shoulder are into the left foot. This twist really feels good, but it also might feel very deep. Come back to the center and take just a few more breaths here. If you're ready, lift up into the upright position. And then into one-legged downward facing dog. Draw a few circles through the left knee. Wonderful. You can choose to go through one last vinyasa or hold downward facing dog a little bit longer. Then walk your feet to the front of the mat. Find yourself in a standing forward fold. Before you lower onto your back and might be straight away into the plow, bringing the feet over the head and down towards the floor. Hold it here for a beautiful neck to back stretch. Now begin to slowly lower the hips towards the floor, finding yourself in this reclined seated forward fold. So try to bring the legs as close towards you as possible. Hold your legs straight. Extend your arms over the head and now flex the feet and try to hold the toes in touch with your forearms. Might be trying to reach all the way towards the elbows as you begin to bring the hips a little closer to the floor. And then slowly lower the hips down, lift through the legs up, and bring them towards the chest. Hug them in nicely, relax into your hips, into the shoulders. Well done. We will finish this practice with the belly twist. So bring the right knee to the chest and extend your left leg straight down onto the floor. And then find your belly twist. Right knee comes down to the left as we look over the right shoulder. And then we will change the sides, so left knee towards the chest. And belly twist. Very good. Roll onto your back, knees to the chest. Might we choose to lift the forehead up towards the knees. Release. And if this is the end of your practice for today, find a few peaceful, relaxing moments in Savasana. Take a few deep breaths, a few deep exhales, as you begin to let go of any remaining tension. Away from your face, away from your body. Notice and appreciate how you feel right now. Enjoy this feeling. Stay here for a little bit longer. If you're ready to finish this practice, bring a little movement into your hands and your feet, awakening the energy through your body. And then reach your arms over your head, give yourself a nice stretch. Roll through the right side of your body. And then with your eyes still closed, slowly come up into the cross-legged seated position. Inhale, reach through the arms up. Exhale, bring them to the heart center. The light within me honors the light within you. Thank you for choosing to complete this challenging practice with me today. Well done for all your effort. If you enjoyed this practice, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. I cannot wait to see you back on the mat. Take care of yourself and much love.